You're number one. You're number one. I'm number one. You're number one. We're number one. But this is, they don't believe 41. Ooh, 41, 41, 41, 41, fun, fun. 41, 41, 41, 1, 1. Selects www.select.me. Wow, that's where we're going to find me. They don't believe 41. 31. So, here we are. And don't been talking about getting in the trenches there. We've been talking about getting in the trenches there. And those trenches are thinking about what you are, what you're thinking, what you saying, what you talking about, boy, what you talking about, what you talking about, boy, oh girl, what you talking about? And one, if you want to change our direction, if you want to direct yourself, you got to catch yourself. If you want to direct yourself, you got to catch yourself. You got to catch yourself and put yourself down on that path that you want to go. You got to change. You got to change, You got to change, man. You got to change, man. You got to change. Just like that time when I was thinking, I was thinking, I got to watch out for all these head drivers, and then I started attracting all the, like I done told you, I'm like, oh, and then I was like, I'm going to stop saying that. Oh my gosh, how silly can I be to say such a thing? I got to stop myself and change it. No, don't say that anymore. Don't say that anymore. If you're going to change yourself, you got to direct yourself, but by the same time, you got to catch yourself. That's self-analyzation. Paying attention to what you're saying, paying attention to what you're thinking. And, you need to go, through a period of time there for you. And then what? First, you got to stop, okay? First, you got to stop. You got to catch yourself, and you got to stop. You got to catch yourself, and you got to stop. And I've had a lot of experiences, just even a lot of little ones, that like I repeated little things and they started happening, and and I knew the power of what I was doing, and I didn't get I didn't take myself down to the specific thing like this guy talked about getting, open spaces, and every time he gets a parking spot. One time I'm watching something, I always get a parking spot up front. You literally can do anything, but the caveat of that is being persistent. See, now it's easy to be persistent about the things that are going on in our life and the negativity because we're being driven by emotions all the time, you see, because we're emotionally connected. We're attached to the flesh. And the majority of people out there, we're just attached to the flesh. We're just attached to the flesh. Yeah, because we're just thinking about the flesh and what's physical. This whole seeing is believing thing. That's what we're attached to, the external circumstances of everything. And then we get those external circumstances and they hop in our lives, and then we're just confirming them, and we're just bringing more and more. We're bringing more and more. And if I done told you once, I done told you 1,000 times. We're manifesting things in our lives for everything. And you can say, no, don't get freaked out about it, But you might just want to get freaked out about some things, I mean, boy, I tell you, I've had some times when I've gone through some things in my life and my thoughts got consumed. Boy, oh boy, my thoughts got consumed. And then what comes to my mind, one time I was going through the situation, I won't explain the situation and everything, but because where I've been and where I've coming from, and this journey, the journey that my life is made on, and the things that I've learned from it and everything, and my really my spiritual awareness. I won't go into the explanation of this thing one time, but I had this situation happen, and then fear and worry and doubt started to come in, and then it started to consume me, and then it was like consuming me big, like it was like just really making me completely and utterly distraught. I mean, distraught. I mean, it was just so bringing me down unbelievably, and I started to worry and be concerned and really, and then I can't remember exactly. But a lot of times, sometimes when I'm being attacked by something, attack, and usually through my mind and my thoughts and how I'm feeling and all that kind of stuff, and then I'll go and I'll lay down and I'll fall asleep for however long, and then I wake up. And then it's like I wake up in another dimension away from where I was and where my thoughts and feelings were happening before that. And then I realize just exactly the source to which a lot of things were coming from. And, like I mentioned in the last video, and I'll say it in this one too, we're living in a spiritual world. Yep, sure. Yep. We're living in a spiritual world, and there's evil forces for people out there that are, kind of, I don't know, whatever, whatever. Yeah, we live in a spiritual world, and I can tell you more so than anything that there are, we'll just call them the negative ones, that have the ability to influence. And in that particular situation, like I was telling you about, the thoughts that were just bearing down on me, and the suggestions and the stuff that was going on, they're just trying to take me. And, even just a situation that I was having really recently, really like last past 2 or 3 days, and the thoughts of a certain health condition, and how I was starting to think that because I was feeling a little weird about something, and feeling just kind of different and everything, and allowing the fear and worry and concern, and it was kind of exacerbating the situation of the health thing in my life and stuff too. I mean, this is real hood stuff. There's nothing funny about it because, honestly, a consistent period of time of these things in our life can bring us to be destroyed. I mean, to tell you, I won't say who, but I knew somebody that was in my life that basically died of a broken hip. And I look back at that person's life and their previous attitude about their life and the things that they were speaking about and the things that they were talking about, and then it's like they had already brought themselves way down. They'd already brought themselves way down already, and then they had a situation come into their life that physically brought them down. And this was an elderly gentleman, and think about that. And it did. He got snuffed out from a broken hip. And when he hit when he hit rock bottom while he was in the hospital, he was already there, and then that just exacerbated the negativity. So back to where I was talking about, for you, since you're watching this video, now for you. If you want to change your direction, you got to catch yourself. You got to pay attention to what you're saying. If you want to direct yourself, you got to catch yourself. Because if you catch yourself, well, then you can direct yourself.